Morning again. We're going to be reading The Adventures of Chatterer. You say hello?
Mommy.
Whatever.
So,
Good job, Ella.
hey, Mommy.
What?
What is this a vehicle?
It might be a dune buggy. I'm not sure. I don't know this very well. Alright, we're continuing on with The Adventures of Chatterer the Red Squirrel. We are at chapter 17. We have a grumpy Gwynnie. We have a happy Ella. We have a happy Edward. And we have a Winry that's probably going to not last too much longer as she wants more bottles. So I'm going to get through this. And then eventually get her some more bottle. Alright, here we go. Everybody knows that Sammy J has sharp eyes. In fact, there are very few of the little forest people whose eyes are as sharp as Sammy's. That is because he uses them so much. A long time ago, he found out that the more he used his eyes, the sharper they became. And so there's very few minutes where Sammy is awake that he isn't trying to see something. He is always looking. That is the reason he always knows so much about what is going on in the green forest on the green meadows. Now, of course, Chatterer the Red Squirrel couldn't disappear without being missed. Particularly by Sammy J. And of course, Sammy couldn't miss Chatterer and not wonder what had happened to him. At first, Sammy thought that Chatterer was hiding, but after peeking and peering and watching the old orchard for a few days, he was forced to think that either Chatterer had once more moved or else that something had happened to him. Perhaps Shadow the Weasel has caught him after all, thought Sammy, and straight away flew to a certain place in the green forest where he might find Shadow the Weasel. Sure enough, Shadow was there. Now, of course, it wouldn't do to ask right out if Shadow had caught Chatterer, and Sammy was smart enough to know it. Edward, that's a little loud, sweetie. Chatterer the Red Squirrel sends his respects and hopes you are enjoying your hunt for him, called Sammy. Shadow looked up at Sammy, and anger blazed in his little red eyes. You tell Chatterer that I'll get him yet, snarled Shadow. Sammy's eyes sparkled with mischief. He had made Shadow angry, and he had found out what he wanted to know. He was sure that Shadow had not caught Chatterer. But what could have become of him, thought Sammy. I've got no love for him, but just the same I miss him. I really must find, yes sir, I really must. So every minute that he could spare, Sammy J spent trying to find Chatterer. He asked everyone he met if they had seen Chatterer. He peeked and peered into every hollow and hiding place he could think of. But look as he would and ask as he would, he could find no trace of Chatterer. At last he happened to think of Farmer Brown's corn crib. Could it be that Chatterer had moved over there or had come to some dreadful end there? Very early the next morning, Sammy flew over to the corn crib. He looked it all over with his sharp eyes and listened for songs of Chatterer. Inside, but not a sound could he hear. Then he remembered the hole under the edge of the roof through which Chatterer used to go in and out. Sammy hurried to look at it. It was close by a stout board nailed across it. Then Sammy knew that Farmer Brown's boy had found out. He's killed Chatterer, that's what he's done, cried Sammy, and flew over to the old orchard filled with sad thoughts. He meant to wait until Farmer Brown's boys came out, and then he would tell him what he thought of him. After that, he would fly through the green forest and over the green meadows to spread the sad news. After a while, the door of the farmhouse opened, and Farmer Brown's boy stepped out. Sammy had his mouth open and screamed when his sharp eyes saw something queer. Farmer Brown's boy had a queer-looking box in his arms, which he put on a shelf where the sun would shine on it. It looked to Sammy that if something moved inside that box, he forgot to scream and say the bad things that he planned to say. No. He waited. She's not doing anything wrong, right? She wants to play with your toys with you. He waited until...
break the setup stuff.
She won't break it. He waited until Farmer Brown's boy had gone to the barn. Then Sammy flew where he could look right into the queer box. There was Chatterer the Red Squirrel. Edward, let her play. Find something that she can play with. Why don't you give her that?
I gave her all of those toys, but she didn't want them.
Well, that's because you're not playing with them. She wants to play with what you're playing with. There she goes. Okay, you want to say goodbye?
Goodbye.
You going to say goodbye? Guinevere, say goodbye. Oh, you want to say goodbye? All right, goodbye, Ella.